Hello and welcome to episode number 91 on the Online Trainers Podcast. Today's topic is why most trainers will fail to grow their business in 2017. Hello and welcome to the Online Trainers Podcast, where we go behind the scenes to uncover the latest tactics and strategies top trainers around the world are using to get more clients, dominate their marketplace, and get their clients amazing results. There is absolutely no fluff here. I'm your host, Lynn Trin. Now, I'm sorry for being the bearer of bad news. I know that it's a jolly time and we're a week away from Christmas and, we're in this space where a lot of trainers are hanging up their boots. And, I used to be one of those trainers because it felt really, really good. I used to be one of those people that thought, okay, it's about mid-December. Mid-December's coming and I've done enough and, I should give myself a break. And I did that for 3 years. And, I'm all for balance, but I feel as though if you haven't made things happen, if you told yourself that in 2016 you were going to make 2016 your bitch, and it hasn't happened yet, there is no hanging up your boots. You fight until the very end, and that's what I'm doing this year, that I'm doing this a little bit differently. Because in previous years, if you told me to hang up my boots at this time of the year, I'd be like, okay, all right, let's take it easy. It's the end of the year, it's gone. But I'm in the mindset of complete and total domination. And truth be told, one of the biggest reasons why most trainers will fail to grow their business in 2017 is because they're not willing to work hard enough as well. And that's a completely different topic. A completely different topic is your ability to work hard and follow through and focus. Now, we live in a world where there's so much distraction, where when we're trying to get stuff done, every 5 minutes our phones are going off. Every second, think about how many times a day you get the urge to jump onto Facebook or scroll. Think about that as a distraction. Think about how much of a habit that's become. So we've enforced these habits that are distracting us, and yet we're unable to follow through and complete one task. And I've noticed that in myself, and I'm not putting that out on anyone, this is me, that I've gotten distracted. And so 2016 was a year where I thought I would focus on a few muscles, that muscle being the physical muscle I'd work out in the gym, but the second muscle I wanted to work was the muscle of focus. And this day and age, if you can't focus, you can't complete anything. If you can't complete anything, you don't get the result. But I'm going to save that for a different episode, because I truly think that focus in 2017 is going to be one of the biggest things. But in 2017, if your business didn't take off, that is, if you found it hard to generate leads in 2016, if you found it harder to make sales, if you found it harder to get clients, nothing's going to change in 2017. It's actually going to be worse. I don't want you to be disillusioned that, okay, well, 2016 is over, 2017 is a new sheet. I want you to understand that the marketplace is evolving, and if you're not evolving with the marketplace, you're going to lose. Okay, and what I mean by this is you have to think about how many different online personal trainers there are inside the industry that is coming on and taking online personal training more seriously. How many 24-hour gyms, I know in Australia there have been heaps of 24-hour gyms, an influx of new personal trainers coming in, thousands and thousands qualifying every single week. And now when they're shutting down, personal trainers are either going back to work or they're going to jump online. They don't have enough money to open a studio. They're going to come into the online space. That is for one. So what's going to happen is supply and demand is going to skew. Okay, supply, there's going to be an oversupply and demand's not going to be there. Because you know what? If you're a health and fitness trainer at the moment, your competitors aren't just other personal trainers. Your competitors are this. Your competitors are multi-level marketing people. Herbalife, Isogenics for one. Okay? Your competitors are the fitness Instagram model who's got 5 million followers who are selling ebooks, 12-week transformation ebooks for $20. Those are your competitors. Your competitors are people like Light and Easy, Jenny Craig, and meal delivery services that get your clients into shape. Your competitors become things like health and fitness apps, okay, things like Cody that are out there. These are your competitors. Your competitors are the billion-dollar supplement industry, because ultimately, business is a game of problems and problem solving. And the person who can solve problems becomes the winner. Now, unfortunately, inside the fitness space, there's a lot of people solving the same problem in the marketplace's eyes. Okay, now if I'm a client and I'm a prospect and I look at this and I'm like, well, this supplement tells me that I can get shredded. This meal delivery company tells me that I can get shredded and I can lose kilos. This Instagram ebooks telling me that I can get abs and get shredded. This MLM network marketing Isogenics is telling me that I can lose weight, get shredded, and look good and feel energetic. And then you're coming along as a newbie with no branding, no positioning, and you're telling me that you can get me shredded, but it's going to cost $1,500 with you, and the rest of the marketplace is selling it for $40, $50. It's no wonder why you're not getting results. It's no wonder why you're finding it harder to make sales and close deals. It's no wonder why, because supply and demand in the marketplace is skewed. Your marketplace has so many different options now. And so I'm going to give you one big key insight today that's going to change the game for you. And it involves you evolving, because you have to evolve. And if you evolve and you create a new marketplace and you're the only one in the marketplace that solves that particular problem, supply and demand is skewed back in your favor and you can charge as much as you want. You can charge as much as your marketplace is willing to pay. But at this very moment in time, there are so many business coaches, teaching trainers out there that they can set up some high ticket bullcrap program and sell it when they don't understand that core business is supply and demand. Supply and demand. If there's too much supply, then prices will drop. And the last thing is, you become a commodity when you play in that middle ground and you try to do everything. Now I'm going to show you how you don't become commoditized and you don't play this game of price and play who can offer the lower prices by having a look and niching down. Number one, niching down, and let's pretend that your niche is dads. And the second thing is take off your personal training hat for a second and put on a problem solving hat. Okay, take off the personal training hat and put on the problem solving hat. What I mean by this is personal trainers, all they look after is how can I get this person into shape? How can I help them lose weight? How can I help them drop 5 kilos? How can I get them stronger? And you know what? All those problems are being solved at this very moment in time. But if you looked at your niche as a whole and you cared for them as though they were your clients and you looked after them to get them away from their pains and get them towards their hopes, dreams and desires, you will look at their problems in a completely new light, which will then allow you to innovate. And through innovation, okay, through evolution, this is when you can create a new product or service. And what I mean by this is you have to have a look at dads. Now, one of the biggest problems that dads have is that they're disconnected with their partners. They're disconnected with their children. They feel like they're going to be a bad role model. They feel like now that they've gained weight, they're going to be pushed over at work, okay? And everyone seems to be running over them. And they've got no respect as a man anymore. But with every different niche marketplace, there's different problems. And you know what? The best thing is these problems are coming up every single day because new technology, not only does technology create solutions, but it causes other problems. Facebook, okay, has allowed people to connect, but the core fundamental of Facebook is that in allowing more people to connect at a surface level, we've lost deeper connection, and that's a problem. And so someone comes along and solves that problem by providing deeper connection, they get paid. Okay, so what I want you to understand today is I want you to think about becoming a problem solver, because when you think about becoming a problem solver, you can evolve and you can create and you can innovate and you'll never become a commodity. But if you don't evolve, 2017 is going to look very, very bleak. And so what I mean by this is that if your niche is dads, you have to have a look at what product, services, ideas can you create. Okay, because yes, number one, your transformation program is going to help dads get into shape. Okay, as a byproduct of getting into shape, his relationship is going to get better. But in understanding that he has to go through habitual change, he's got to upgrade his mindset. He's got to understand that how to communicate and listen and better his relationship and look at things at a different point of view if he's going to have a better relationship. Is there anybody that you can connect with? Even if you don't know, here's the truth. You can either do this two ways. You can either learn about all this stuff and learn it so that you can teach it back to dads, or you can joint venture with another expert who already has these skills that these problems need solving with, and so you can create a product together. Because I see too many times so many personal trainers wanting to do things by themselves, yet they don't have the skills, and then they're locked in this limiting belief that that's all they know. And the truth is, if you want to grow your business in 2017, you need to learn how to innovate by solving problems. But also, you have to understand that you're not the only one. You don't have to solve the problems. There are other people that can help you solve the problems for you, and you can hire them. And that's when the game will change for you. Okay, so with that being said, I'm pumped up because at this time of the year, I usually go, it's Christmas time. I'm going to enjoy Christmas and I'm going to be completely present. But man, am I going to finish off 2016 with a bang. And I want you to join me because life's too short. And the things that we know that can completely change somebody else's life, we take that for granted. And with that being said today, your number one task is look at your niche. whether you're in the vegetarian, female vegetarian space, whether you're in the bodybuilding space, whether you're in the men's space. Have a look at and write down 50 problems. And why am I telling you to write down 50? Because I know you can think of 3, and if you think of 3, you're not going to grow. And every day, write down a new problem, because this is like a muscle. Problem solving is like you going into the gym for the first time and thinking that you're going to squat 180 kilos, and yet that doesn't happen. And the only way it will happen is if you allow it to happen over time by using this muscle again and again and again. So your one task for today, to write down 50 problems that you can solve inside of your niche, inside of your space. If it's dad, write down all the problems, all the pains that he's experiencing and how you can solve them in an innovative way, and not just through health and fitness, but other ways. Because then you'll start to look at your clients as a whole, and you'll start to evolve as your clients start to evolve. Because you know what? Your clients will have different problems in 2020 than they do in 2010. And if you don't see that and you don't evolve, you'll be out of business very, very shortly. All right. Have a fantastic day. What I want you to do is make sure that you get your accountability buddy onto this, to make sure that they get their stuff done and you get your stuff done. Okay. So make sure you send this to them, and I'll see you on tomorrow's podcast episode. Alright, if you enjoyed this podcast, please leave me a 5-star review on iTunes, and feel free to leave a review, and that way I can respond and I can take that on board in developing content to serve you. Now, if you're not a part of the Online Trainers Club on Facebook, please do yourself a favor and be a part of the conversation. That's where I add daily tips, tricks, and strategies on how you can build out funnels, how you can get more clients, and ultimately become a better online coach. Thank you for listening.